Okay, so today we have Dhruv. He's a third-year aeronautical engineer, and he's going to answer a few questions that even I have. So, hi Dhruv, how are you doing today?
I am very good. I just wrote off my exam and preparing for the other one.
Okay, thank you. So, my first question is, what got you interested into aeronautics, and what is aeronautics?
I have to start from the beginning then. I'll say when I was 8 years old or around that years, I used to always look at the aircrafts, flying aircrafts, and always used to wonder and always have had questions how things work. I mean, you see an aircraft flying in the air, and the first thing you imagine, how is that possible? How is that happening? So from that time, I have which got me interested into aeronautics, and the best way to the answers, whatever you want, is you have to do your aeronautical engineering to get into the details of all the parameters and everything. So that got me into aeronautical engineering.
Okay, thank you. So, have you done any major projects, or have you done any other?
You mean
Yeah, do you have any hobbies that are related to this field?
All right. I'll tell you. When I was in 10th standard, I believe I had enough knowledge of my mathematics and physics that I can start building or start thinking about making something which can fly. So a hobby called air modeling. Aircraft which could fly, propel on electric systems and with the radio controllers. So the starting took some time for me because you have to design your own aircraft, and since you don't know anything, you have to refer internet and everything, get some details, get into making something which can fly. So then that started when I was in 10th standard, and for 4 or 5 years I continued that. I made many aircrafts and learned from my mistakes. But the moment of truth was when I got into the aeronautical engineering. That helped me to understand the mistakes I was continuously doing over and over again on my same models.
Yeah.
So when I joined my aeronautical engineering, there were many parameters you'll be studying about, which actually tells you the answer, the reaction, the mistake you do, what happens if you do this, what happens if you do that, kind of detailed subjects. So then I got into when you go into colleges, you have many national inter-colleges fest, like the IIT Bombay conducts, and even there are many companies, aviation industries like Boeing, they conduct a national event. So I have been participated in 12 national events. Now these events tell you to design an aircraft to the lightest aircraft which can carry maximum payload. Your payload is the weight, extra weight you put on the aircraft, which is not including the aircraft own weight. So all the 12 competitions we have been to, and there 2 competitions were flying performances, the 3D air shows and all you do, and the other 10 competitions had the same thing, the payload versus the empty weight of the aircraft competition. So we have been scoring around first prize in all those 10 national competitions, and so basically you have to design an aircraft which can carry maximum payload and should be minimum weight. So our design was something the aircraft was of 300 grams and can carry 1.5 kilos extra.
Oh.
So that is what I have done, and if you exclude that, I built some helicopters as well, and still many projects are pending. So hopefully by next year I'll be getting into some new projects.
Okay, congratulations for that. So this episode that we're doing today is about engineering our way into deep space. So could you give us an insight that you might have from any
Mhm.
experiences you have had?
Hello.
Yeah.
I think your voice is breaking.
Oh, okay. I'll say it
Yeah, I
again.
can hear you.
Um,
Can you repeat the question?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this episode is about how we're engineering our way into deep space. So could you give us any insight on what it might be like from any experience you've had?
Basically, what I am doing right now is aeronautical engineering, but we do have a subject called space technologies. So, since I'm in third year right now, this was the first time the subject was introduced to us, and I believe it was introduced so you can opt later in your masters or anything if you want to continue with that subject. So, what in the basics, what they have taught is not very detailed. If you want to understand the space topic clearly. So, what right now it's being taught to us like how are the spacecraft designed? What are the parameters you have to consider when you are building a spacecraft? Since I mean, not for the students, but like proper spacecraft. So they teach you what are the important parameters and what are the parameters affecting the spacecraft in space. So that was one thing, and we have been learning from the beginning, like gravitational pull and kind of forces which the other planets affect on the Earth and the Moon. So you'll study about that in detail when you come into engineering, and what else? So basically, like all the chapters, all the subjects we have right now. So if you consider, say, space technology tells you about the outer space. Okay, so they taught us like about the orbits and everything, the calculations regarding that. But later we have to combine the other subjects as well as like propulsion, aerodynamics. So we have learned that when you're designing a spacecraft, and what are the parameters again used in the terms of propulsion, how much thrust, and more equations are whatever is required. So you'll be learning that in detail. So I mean, space exploration is something application based, like it's the application what you learn from the subjects, correct?
Yeah.
So what you can expect from engineering is it will help you in building something later on, designing something which can actually take you to the space, and you can complete the task. So aerodynamics, again, it will help you to design the spacecraft, considering all the weights, thrust, reactions, and everything. You'll be anyone will be studying that in the higher classes. I mean, in the engineering. So other than that, space exploration is that's what you have to learn about the designing and everything. And then it's called like your application. How do you use your spacecraft is based on you.
Okay. So lastly, is there anything you'd like to say to the youth that is interested in astronautics or aeronautics?
Sure. No comments on astronautics, but aeronautics. I mean, one has to, get it from the inside to be a aeronautic. The thing is, our industry wants specially talented people who work from their heart, and who have the talent to if you consider like the physics, mathematics, and even chemistry and computer science. These four subjects are very, very important. I mean, if any guy, any youth is interested into aeronautical engineering, he should have a very good command over this one, physics and mathematics. Basically, physics and mathematics very important. So, like, if you see the other industry as well, people look for the you don't have to be average, you have to be above average, and that's what I mean, you have to get it from the inside, because if you want to do it, you will do it, right? So I think that will be all for the
Okay. Yeah, thank you. That's